I love to fly up in the sky. Through the clouds I reach so high, climbing up to touch the light. Adventure calls me day and night. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. The stars above begin to shine, painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new, endless skies in brilliant blue. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the drum's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soared into the light.
Good evening, everyone, and we are about to embark in yet another great adventure. This time with the amazing TFDi MD-11F for a cargo flight out of Luxembourg to Zagreb in Croatia. Looking forward to this flight. It's been quite some time since I flew the MD-11F, so I'm really looking forward to it. As you know, it is a very, very detailed aircraft and also an oldie classic, so always pleasant to see these planes flying, even though in modern times not only was this plane part of a very serious event flying for UPS, but it's been definitely grounded around the world. Except for FedEx, they continue to fly it in the US. So out in Europe, yes, we've not seen this plane for a long time. I do remember this Martinair Cargo livery and these very same planes, as well as the Martinair passenger variant. But it's always cool to see. And the freights are coming in. Ooh, that's a funky U-turn that guy did there. Not sure if I read that TFDi was changing the path for these vehicles, but that doesn't look good. What the hell is going on there? They keep zigzagging. Let's see if they can load into our aircraft. Let's go to the cockpit. Here we are. Here's Betsy, as always. Hello, Andrew, on the chat. Hello, Trexie appears to have left. It's alright. So let's import the flight plan and let's send this to the FMC, although the plane is cold and dark for now. I'm going to set the payload and fuel, and that's it for now. So first of all, let's power the plane. So battery on, external power,
autopilot,
normal checks, autopilot warning, panel coming to life. really a great aircraft above all. So let's call in our ATC guys, ask them to give us some clearance to Zagreb.
Placer.
Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy, Luxembourg delivery, expect runway 06. Climb flight level 070 on runway center line, then expect radar vectors pites. Squawk 5004.
Expect runway 06. Climb flight level 070 on runway center line, then expect radar vectors pites. Squawk 5004. Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy.
Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy, read back correct. Contact tower 118.105 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Tower 118.105 when ready for pushback or engine start. Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy, bye bye.
So we're starting up our fire test performed. Starting up our aircraft.
367, taxi to holding point Bravo 4 runway 06, Soya Lima Bravo.
By the way, these aircraft are the second, well, I would say this is the most known airline in Luxembourg, Cargo Lux, followed closely by Luxair. So yeah, for anybody that didn't know where Cargo Lux was based on, it's Cargo Luxembourg. That kind of becomes obvious. Alright, let's set up our flight. I'm going to bring up the checklists here. Electronic checklists, we'll go through them in a moment. I'm just checking the nav data and we're good. Alright, weather radar is offerando. It's off, so on the off position. Fuel switches, all three of them are off. Parking brake is now it's set. Parking brake set. Flaps and flap handle, it's up and retracted. Gear is down. Fuel dump switches, where is those? Oh, right there. They're both locked off and guarded. Manifold drain switch right there is also off and guarded, and emergency power is set to off as it should. Alright, now let's go for pre-flight. Battery switch is on, external power switches are on. Only one is available today. Engine APU fire test button, we already performed that, but we didn't perform for the engines. There it is, APU fire test. And plus oral warning, engine fire tests. They're all illuminated once we press this button, by the way. There it is. Alright. APU fire and illuminated fuel switches also down here are illuminated once we press that button. Master warnings flashing and fire bell and COS also alerted. Level 3 alerts would be displayed on the lower ECAM. We just didn't have enough time to check that, but that's okay. Fuel used. Master caution off. Fuel used. Where's the fuel used? Oh, let's skip that. Annunciator, that's all fine. And then the cargo fire test button and forward and aft heat smoke lights, illuminated manual test switch. All of that was performed once we set this to nav, so we don't need to repeat the test. Master warnings flashing. IRU switches to nav. Higher alignment initialize. So now we need to come back down here and align IRS. So we go to initiation. Actually, that's it. Cockpit voice recorder. Some of these buttons are not working. This one is, and we've tested. Galley bus lights. Well, we don't have a galley today, so we're not going to worry about that. And cargo temperatures as required. FreightDeck engine all is extinguished, and they are all extinguished. Nice. Hydraulic test, no need to perform that. Hydraulic panel. Electric panel now. Where's our electric panel? Right here. So manual light extinguished. So this light here, the system should be on auto. Smoking electric source to normal as it is. Drive 1, 2, and 3 to cab bus. And there is. And emergency power armed. Done. Now the air panel just beneath it. Manual air panel check. Manual light extinguished. Econ light extinguished. Trim air light source. Oh. Trim air light extinguished. Cabin outflow valve to open. That right there. It is on the OP, so it is open. Air conditioning established. Temperature selectors as required. Fuel panel just beneath that. Check fuel panel. Manual light extinguished. Manual fuel quantity test button. So let's just test fuel testing. And there it is, nothing on the auxiliary tanks or tail tanks, but all three tanks contain 6,950 kilograms. We have observed. Emergency light switch is on armed. No smoking switch. Both on auto. Seatbelt side switch. For now it's on off, but this is a cargo flight. We'll not worry about that. The seatbelt switches must be off until the very moment to board. And to depart, I mean, because there could be an evacuation, for example, while the plane is refueling. Yeah, it does bring back memories, Andrew. Evac switch armed.
8367, contact Luxembourg, radar 120.
Where's the evac switch?
Contact Luxembourg, radar 120.885, Lux 8367.
We also need some backlight here. Just bringing that up before it's too late. Where's the emergency evac switch? GP switch, GPWS switch tested. Oops. Oops, what the hell? AFF's all light switches, flap limit selected to auto, elevator field set to auto, cabin pressurization, manual light extinguished, all of this should be automatic. Cabin outflow valve is open as it is. Ditching switch is guarded. Where's that ditching switch? That right there. It is off and guarded. Ice panel. We're not going to need icing, but all lights on the ice panel are extinguished. Right there. Windshield and anti-ice defog lights extinguished as well, just beneath that. Altimeter, set altimeter, so we have QNH. We don't have QNH yet, but we will get it. So QNH 1021, let's set it up. So we're going to press here. 4. There it is. So it's QNH 1021. Done. And also need this one to QFE. Not that. Inches. Also set 1021 in the standby. 1021 set. Bank selector to auto. It is an auto. Source input selector extinguished. PFD and ND, no faults. Altimeters set. Time, it is Zulu time, so it's now 1710 local, 1610 Zulu time set. Oil quantity, let's go here to the oil page. This is hydraulics. So the cargo doors are open. So let's go here to config. Consequences. Fuel. 6,950 done. Engine, and this is where we see the oil temperature. So quantity is 19 on all three of the aircraft. It should be above 16. PFD FMA, gear handle is down, auto brake switch set to RTO. Now the auto brake is a little hard to get to. It's right there, set for takeoff or RTO. Overboost breakout valve, it's fully aft. I need to reread the manual to figure out where all these things are. Thrust levers are checked. Travel and auto warnings checked. Reverse levers, thrust levers closed. Dial flap takeoff setting. Not gonna do that just now. Engine start switch is pushed in. Oh, this is for the engine start. Actually, no, these are all, yeah, they're pushed in, correct. Fuel switch is to off. Why the hell is there so many calls to fuel switches? Radio panels as required, weather radar is off. Transponder set, rudder trim set to 0. It is 0. And aileron trim also set to 0. ADG handle down and wired. Okay, we are good to go. Let's go for the before start. I believe the doors are being closed as we speak. We need to load the flight plan now. So initialize IRS. Add the position reference. We got Luxembourg to Zagreb. Let's set the flight number. Let's bring up the OFP here. So we got MPH-11F. So let's go for MPH-11 Foxtrot. That's the flight number. We're gonna set our cruise level. Let's bring up 370 flight level. So 370 for the cruise. This is our probably our initial. Let's go to the flight plan to confirm. Where is the flight plan? Yeah, there it is. We got flight, yeah, 370 is the initial and the final. So cost index 44. Alright, now let's go page 2 here. We're gonna insert our block fuel 20.8. Let's confirm that. 20.8 correct. Takeoff gross weight 214.9. CG set to 22.2 and 20.8 on the WBA. We got it. Now that's it. We got it. Now let's go for takeoff. We are going to set up flags through our performance. So we got ECAO code runway 6 in use, yes, runway length, and now let's get weather information. So we got wind 080 at 4, temperature 19, and temp pressure 1021. So let's get the aircraft weight 214.8. That sounds about right. We're gonna go for optimum. Anti-ice not required. Temperature outside is okay. We don't need no specific flaps. Let them give it to us, and the packs will be on. So let's calculate now. So V1 is 150, VR is 163, and V2 172. Quite fast for V speeds as we're used to. Flex temperature is 59, flaps 10. So let's set that up. So flaps 10. packs will be on. We got OAT is 19er. Yes, OAT is 19er. 19C. There it is. We're gonna set flex to 59. Yes, 59. Done. And now, so can we send this to the FMC? No, we cannot. So 150 first speed, then 163 and 172. So 163 and 172 for the V2. Nice. As for the wind, we got 080 at 4. So let's do 0. Oh, sorry, only the wind. 4. As the runway slope, I'm not sure what to put here, to be honest. Oh, that's the wind direction. So 080. 080. So that, yeah, all right. Now we got everything set up, I believe. Yep. So we only don't have the alternate. Not sure why is that, but that's the alternate route anyway. Alright, so takeoff set to ELLX. So the thrust limits we're gonna set for takeoff 141 the rate. That's about right. Or we could go to MCT, it doesn't matter. It's pretty similar. Let's go MCT for takeoff. So this is maximum continued thrust at 1.47, and this one is only for takeoff thrust 1.41. So we're going to get a little more thrust to guarantee our N1 percentages. Or we can just select auto, let it decide. So it will decide if he wishes to. Right, let's go back to flight plan. So we got our transition out of sorry. So let's filter. So we are set for vectors to Pites. So we are going to fly runway heading to Limgo. That's C071 is the runway heading. And then we're going to get vectors for Pites. So first of all, we're going to set up our runway heading, which is 071, as I said. Done. And then we are going to get vectors out of Lingo to Pitties, and we'll probably fly a little longer than this. We'll see. As for our airspeed, we're going to set up our takeoff airspeed for the V2. So we're going to set up for 163 plus, well, let's set V2, which is 172, and then we'll go from there.
Turkish 20 Romeo, holding short, runway 06.
Alright, good to go.
Turkish 20 Romeo, Luxembourg.
So let's just get our VORs ready on both. We got our TCAS set up. So this is a map representation. We can turn it off for now. We don't need that. But if you want to switch to weather radar, we just press this button here. So let's just go to TFRC. Alright, we're all set. Our INSs are aligned, so we're good to go. Let's carry on with our checklist for the before start checklist. So let's start the APU now. So this plane is an automated system. We just press the APU power and it should turn everything on. It's blinking, indicating the APU is starting up. And let's tell GSX to start clearing the airplane for departure. confirm the doors are being closed. We just need that APU to be powering the plane. So this is an automated system. As soon as the APU is available, it will turn on, as you can see. It also turn on the bus tie, which is pretty good. And at this point we can turn off the external power and release it. All doors are closed, which is good. APU is on. Let's turn on the APU bleed. Thank you. APU bleed is on. So now the isolation valves are clear so that we can use APU bleed to start our engines. FMS has been initialized, weights have been confirmed, headwind and tailwind confirmed, runway slope, we did not insert that, but that shouldn't be a problem in FS. Temperature confirmed, V-speeds confirmed, IRS set. EIS bugs are set. Here they are. Seat belt switch is on. External power switch is to off. Auxiliary hydraulic pump 1 to on. So this is the auxiliary pump 1 is set to on. This is the only button almost that we need to really press on the hydraulics. Everything else is automated. Engine ignition set A, B or both. So let's say A, and the beacon light set to on. And it is on. Let's request push and start.
Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy, request pushback.
Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy, Luxembourg, Tower, pushback approved. Face southwest.
Pushback approved, face southwest.
There's only one way to turn.
Heavy.
No need to face anywhere in particular. Nope. Keep on going, just tell me when. Are you feeling confident, Betsy? Yes, she is. She looks fine today. As with the L1011, I'm going to start engine 2 first, then 3 and then 1. Just waiting for GSX to give me a signal. So facing southwest, so facing west. Facing south on taxiway K2. That's just face west. Parking brake released. Oh, it must be the chocks. Moved. There you go. Starting number 1. Sorry, number 2.
Pushback and engine start. Luxer 69 Papa Luxembourg Tower, pushback and engine start approved. Face southwest. Pushback approved, face southwest, Luxer 69 Papa.
Need to set this standby. Done. And I think we're turning the wrong direction yet again. She did tell me to go southwest and I've just said west, so need to make a U-turn apparently. Number 2 is started, let's start number 3 now. Waiting for start up. Engine start switch pulled, N2 to 50%, and then inject. Oil pressure rising, fuel switch on. Engine ignition, EGT check, engine start switch returns back to neutral. So it says here it's start 3, then start 1, so 3, 1, and 2, but keeping it within the logics of the L1011.
Luxer 69 Papa,
All right, number 2, 3 is on. Let's go for number 1 now. In either case, number 1 is always the last one in this checklist. All of this has been performed. Checked. Alright, and actually no, the last one is number 2. Parking brake set. Just waiting for number 1. No anti-ice required. APU will turn it off as soon as... Yep, here we go. So, well, the packs will be coming up again, so APU bleed off. And now APU is off. Flaps slats set for takeoff, so I'm gonna need flaps 10. Here we go, flaps 10. Set. Config page select. This page. And we're gonna set trim. We're gonna place it on the green, halfway within the green. There it is. Now we're gonna check flight controls, full deflection left, neutral, full deflection right, neutral, full pitch up, neutral, full pitch down, neutral, full rudder left, neutral, full rudder right, neutral. Just for the sake of it, let's set flaps, slats, whoops, what's this? Full slash and retract them, and now arm them. Stabilizer trim set for takeoff, taxi lights to on after we get the clearance. Here we go. Request taxi to runway.
Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy, taxi to holding point Bravo 4 runway 06 via Alpha Bravo.
Taxi to holding point Bravo 4 runway 06 via Alpha Bravo. Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy.
Alright, here we go. Just tell GSX that we got good engine start.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Let's go for the charts. So we got ELLX. And we're gonna need taxi charts for Alpha and Bravo for 06. So runway 06 is just ahead, so we're gonna need, actually we're gonna go all the way down here to Bravo 4. Alright, so actually we did push back correctly. My best pa. I love when she's, instead of saying pin, she says pa. Set this to TIRA. Oh, it's going through the grass. Hey man, don't do that. Go back to the stand. Yeah, there you go. Oh. Man, GSX is crazy. It's all over the place. Alright, she's got the pin on her hand. There it is. Thanks for the pin. Now let us park to the active, if you don't mind. Let's try and get our lights. Alright, there we go. Parking brake off. Come on. Lots of inertia to keep it rolling. AP set for takeoff. Before takeoff checklist, EIS box set. NTI is not needed, stabilizer set green, spoilers armed, auto brake set, RTO, flap set for takeoff. Takeoff data box verified. EAD are within parameters, every single one of them, but we'll check again. Come on, give us some speed on that taxi. And then we'll set up these last two. We're going towards runway 6 as declared. We can turn on our weather radar and push it. There it is. It's gonna flash once we be on the ground. The weather radar is working to be sure we're not at the gate broadcasting radiation basically. There's a slight slope, that's why it's probably struggling to accelerate. But once we go over this, so we're taxiing all the way down here to runway 6. Actually, you can take this opportunity to check on the runway slope. Just make sure we don't get out of the taxiway. So, runway slope. So we got width, glide slope. There's no way to check on that. There must be a section where we get that info, but I don't usually use that. So all the way through Bravo 1 to the end of the runway. Where's the runway slope? Anybody knows? Length, taxi run. ATC boundary. Now we're just gonna set it to slope 0. 0. I don't know why it's so important to have the slope handy alongside the wind direction. I would say wind speed is more important, but anyway. It's calculated on the V speeds anyway. A little bit too noisy. These older planes are always noisy. Last views of Luxembourg before we depart. Oh. So ABS is disarmed because we're set for takeoff. Don't get fooled by this airport size. It looks small, but remember 747s fly out in and out of here, so it is a big airport. There's the our take. Oh, actually there's a big slope up ahead, so I hope that doesn't give us much trouble. Let me confirm we're going the right direction. Yep, right on the money. We just need to make sure we get now down there. So going on idle 29 knots. Let's slow down. Come on. Nice hangars there. I suppose these are could be military, but looks like helicopter hangars. But they could be military. Beautiful plane. Of course, Martinair is based on the Netherlands, but we can make a little detour to Luxembourg. Actually, after all, it's in the Benelux, and I do remember seeing them quite a lot around the Benelux. So Benelux are the collection of countries between Belgium, the Netherlands, and Luxembourg. They call themselves the Benelux. And I do remember seeing Martinair and Martinair Cargo in Luxembourg, but they would probably fly in and out to the Netherlands, not to Croatia like I'm doing now. But hey, these planes could be rented for cargo operations. Why not? So here comes an airplane to land. We're going to stop at visual holding point up ahead. That's a Volatia aircraft if I ever seen one. A319. Alright, let's stop here. We are fully ready.
Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy, runway 06, line up and wait.
Line up and wait,
There we go.
runway 06, Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy.
Volatia 68 Tango Kilo, taxi to ramp Alpha 12 via Delta 1 Bravo 1 Lima 1 Lima.
Taxi to ramp Alpha 12 via Delta 1 Bravo 1 Lima 1 Lima, Volatia 68 Tango Kilo.
Approaching 06.
At ramp Bravo 8, request pushback and engine start. Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy, Luxembourg Tower, wind 080 degrees, 4 knots, fly runway heading, runway 06 cleared for takeoff.
Fly runway heading, runway 06 cleared for takeoff.
Here we go.
Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy.
Luxor 87
On
Whiskey,
runway
Luxembourg Tower,
06.
pushback approved. Face southeast. Pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast. Luxor 87 Whiskey. Luxor 3593, request taxi. Luxor 3593, taxi.
Rolling.
To point Bravo 4, runway 06, via Lima Bravo. Taxi
Airspeed
to
alive.
Bravo 4, runway 06, via Lima Bravo. Luxor 3593.
Thrust set. Here we go. Quite a steep slope, to be honest. V1. Rotate. Positive rate, gear up. We're gonna set heading. So current heading isn't correct.
All aircraft be advised.
There it is.
Information Yankee now current. QNH1021.
Derated.
Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy. Contact Luxembourg radar 120.885.
Contact Luxembourg radar 120.885, Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy. Luxembourg radar, Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy. Good evening, 3,700 feet.
Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy. Luxembourg radar
Something's not right. Let's clear the aircraft, fly it. Flaps up.
Altimeter setting.
What about it?
Stabilizer motion.
Altimeter setting.
Set standard, is that it? Yep, that's it. Transition altitude.
Stabilizer motion.
Alright, so what's going on with my flight plan? Because of discontinuity. Alright, let's go direct to Pites then. So, if we can't go to Pites, go to the next one, which is back here. There's a lot of stuff to do here. Just flying the plane according to the flight plan. External lights off, passing 10,000 feet. Still turning. There it goes. Now it's acting correctly, as it should. So the problem here was the discontinuity. Since we were giving radar vectors, we couldn't just activate autopilot because we were way too close to it, and we needed to clear the discontinuity. So all of this was set, flight modes as required. So the nav wasn't armed, my bad. So wasn't the profile, my bad. This needs to go to profile. Both these things need to be done before flight, and auto flight press after lineup. Takeoff, stoker power was set. Takeoff, gear is up, spoilers are disarmed. Auto brake switches. My bad. Right. I just hit the pedals and it disconnected autopilot. It's very twitchy, very sensitive. Auto brake switch off, flaps, slats retracted, EAD checked. Alright. Passing above 10,000, landing lights on, stereo cockpit. Oh, we need to climb that. I love that. Well, not for the mechanical, not for the cargo variant. Passing transition altitude, we also set the transmissal. Dial a flap to 15. Oh, we took off with flaps 10, my bad. So it is set to 15 anyway. So we got a new altitude.
Contact long and radar approach 136.13. Contact long and radar approach 136.13.
flight level 370.
Ryanair 20 Yankee Charlie, London radar, expect Venus 4 Mike, runway 12.
Expect Venus 4 Mike, runway 12, Ryanair 20 Yankee Charlie.
Turkish 20 Romeo, contact Munich radar 120.65. Center on 120.65, Turkish 20 Romeo, good day.
Hello again, Andrew. Welcome back. So we didn't follow any takeoff, so any departure. We went through with radar vectors.
Ryanair 20 Yankee Charlie, contact Zurich radar 126.225, bye-bye.
Contact your radar 126.225, Ryanair 20 Yankee Charlie, good day.
So let's reduce the volume a little bit here. So yeah, Betsy's with us today. I just love the fact that we still have this seat here where the engineer panel would be. It's really cool to see. I'm pretty sure the window wasn't covered by the maintenance or the engineer panel. I'm pretty sure this wall was moved forward a little bit, but I'm comparing it to the DC-10 because I think these windows wouldn't be covered. It would make no sense if they were covered. So I think this panel would go a little aft, as well as the overhead will be a little aft, so that this window could be clear. Or these windows were smaller. That also could be the chance that these windows were smaller, and the panel will be exactly where the seat is. In other words, this seat here will be looking at a panel here for sure. And the flight engineer, as we saw on the L1011, is quite a busy panel. So on this plane we do not have a flight following page, which is a little bit of a bummer. There is no way to follow the flight visually, but we can follow the flight plan through our little ND page, navigation display. This will be a very short flight, to be honest. I wasn't really prepared to make a long flight today, but yeah. So Betsy today is not that friendly, but we all know Betsy. She isn't friendly. So let's turn on some lights here. The background lights are all controlled up here. Can actually set this up for the floods on both panels. So today it's daytime, so you can't really see it, but there are floodlights beneath, right there, on the lights here, and we controlled through these switches. There's no switch for lights here. There's only two switches up here, one for the overhead, the other for the instrument panel. So this panel here. And this one controls just the FGS or the flight autopilot glare shield. There's also this little light here, but this one is not a rotating switch. It's just a push button and a switch for the light. Again, this plane is quite brilliant at night. This is the only downside of using... Where's my EFB now? There. The only downside of using these panels here, sometimes they remove the electronic flight bag, and you need to have a hot spot to recover them. Quite a pleasant flight today to fly around Europe, except in my country, in Portugal, the weather is very nasty. Just checking the so EPR is a little low, 1.50. That leads us to 100% thrust on both wing engines. So this is controlled by auto thrust. but still it looks a little bit too high. But I'm now moving my throttles and nothing's happening because this is controlled by the computer. Quite an advanced system, a little mix between Airbus and Boeing. So there's an auto thrust logic. These engines are controlled by EPR settings. These are Pratt & Whitney engines, so they are controlled by thrust. So EPR, and you easily can see that N1 exceeds 100%. So you need to be careful with life expectancy of these engines. So we're getting to flight level 30 in a moment, but as you can see, the top of descent is already up there at less than 300 nautical miles. So this is not going to be a long flight, not by any chance. We've been flying for 13 minutes. This is an auto counter. There's no clock here to set up. Some aircraft, I believe, would have an analog clock here. Not sure about that on this plane. So let me just zoom out for Betsy as well. And we can start looking at our arrival because we don't have much more after Latlo. We need to set up our arrival. So let's listen. Let's read here. Routing. So we're expecting runway 04 at Zagreb via Lulud to Zulu. So let's set that up. So we're gonna all the way down here to LDZA star, and we're gonna set our ILS for 04. I believe it's Zulu via Lulu to Zulu. And as for transitions, we need to look into the charts. So let's go here to the charts. Let's set up our arrival, which is LDZA. So LDZ. Oh, what's going on? Alpha. Alright, and now we got, so it's going to be Lulud to Zulu. There it is, Lulud to Zulu. So we are coming out of Lulud there, then turn right heading 223, then turn left heading 132, then we're gonna set it up here. The airport is over there, so probably the transition is via Exxon. Done. So additional approaches can be loaded, but we're just gonna load this one. So insert. Let's delete the I was gonna say there would be a discontinuity, but there isn't. Alright, so we are all the way going all the way to Vecchio, and then we are fully ready for the descent. Flight level 330, and I think we are not gonna we're not gonna be cruising at maximum altitude for too long. How's the progress bar going? Looks good. So I'm going to turn off my track IR here. And as I usually do, let's go back here and visit the cabin. So I don't think captains would do often. But as you can see, the MD-11 cockpit looks quite modern considering it's a 1980s aircraft. Right about the time the Airbuses were becoming a thing. But 3 big screens for each pilot, 6 big screens. Usually these are set up vertically, but MD decided to set these horizontally, and I kind of like it. It leaves room here for another panel. Not sure what they were thinking about, but I believe back in the day on the DC-10, this is where the radar would be, so kind of an afterthought there, but the cockpit is quite spacious. You can see here there's no jump seat on this aircraft because there's a big engineer seat here, but I would say there's room for another seat here. Of course it would be needed it would need to be retrofitted. I believe this is a safe here. There's a flashlight, another safe up there. These windows open, so there's no escape hatch, but we do have the ropes here, escape line, so these windows will open and the pilot and co-pilot can escape through there. Not entirely sure what this is. I wonder if this is just like a little light. It looks weird though. It looks like a little light, not sure. And again, this would be the flight engineer seat. So we're reaching our cruise altitude, flight level 370. Yeah. So let's Betsy handle the rest of the flight here. So let's go back here, and like I always shown you in cargo aircraft, there's not much to see. These are the only seats available, probably for the loadmaster and some extra crew. There would be a loo here somewhere. Where's the loo? Where's the loo? Oh, of course, behind the door. Loo doesn't open, unfortunately. Can we put our heads inside? No, we cannot. It's quite a spacious loo. This would be something like a crew rest, not entirely sure. Certainly not a second loo. Yeah, little galley with the always important coffee maker, little stove, little oven as well, nothing fancy. As I saw through these screws have this little circle there, not sure what that is. So from what I'm reading from freight pilots, usually one of the standby crew members is the stewardess in service. So basically the standby pilot would be sitting his leg out, would be the guy responsible to make the meals, or at least distribute the meals, and probably distribute some coffee as well. And down here, this is the only thing you can call an access door to the cargo hold. It's only, to inspect. It's not really a door, and as you can see, it's just a sliding door. And we can go through, and we can see that there's not much room enough to slide one person between the cargo crates and the door and the fuselage. Nothing more than that. And these would all be locked down by these safety pins on the floor so that they don't rock around during flight. And there's a reason why they don't go all the way forward. It's because at this point, as you can see, the airplane funnels towards the nose, so only these have to have a clearance. They cannot be touching the fuselage, so they cannot go much forward than that. So that's why it's not. I mean, there's a whole cargo unused area here, and there are some grapplings on the floor as well. But usually these don't take the full-size crates; they just take smaller-sized crates. And yeah, that's where the main door is, and these crates are designed to be inside the aircraft at a certain size. All cargo planes must obey to this, and they're fit through this main door. Underneath us, there's also a cargo compartment where usually the luggage would go. This is it, and this one is a little smaller, not too small in terms of length, but it is smaller in terms of height. So over here, only very specific cargo crates, smaller cargo crates are carried. And yeah, this used to be a luggage compartment, but as you can see, it also has the grappling hooks for the cargo, smaller cargo crates, the ones that usually passenger airliners would take. These are very important locks here. These are the door locks, and as you can see, there's a hook that connects. Actually, this hook is not connected. Oh my god, these doors are not properly shut. These hooks should be grabbing that line over down there. But hey, we are being nitpicky here. We're clipping through the fuselage. These pins should be connected. They should be locking in. But I'm pretty sure that if they weren't actually locked, we would get a warning in the cockpit, and we do not have that. If you did have, you would need to go here to status, and you would have you know, anything as a warning or miscellaneous, like door open, and that will be a bummer. We're just going through the aircraft's config pages, checking the hydraulics. This would be mostly a co-pilot's job, because as you can see, there's a reason why Airbus and Boeing designed the ECAM and ECAS pages to be vertically set, because it must be read by both pilots. Now you can see now that I've set any page that I set over there, only the co-pilot has a clear view of it, and that's the reason why these are set mid aircraft, so that both pilots can see. But hey, MD-11 had different thoughts, and it's fine. None of these pages can be used mid-flight, of course. And we can start up selecting the performance to land at Zagreb. So let's get our wind data. Wind is 0, temperature 21, pressure 1017. As for landing weight, we're expecting 205 kilograms to landing weight. Hello Felipe, good afternoon, welcome. We're gonna set auto brakes. Oh, what happened here? So this needs to be done closer to the airport because the plane is spending fuel, and of course this needs to be updated. So we're going to use auto brake to medium, reverses all, and flaps. We're going to set 35. So let's calculate. We need 2,003 meters to land, and we have 2,764 meters, so that's more than enough. That's the stop distance, but we actually have more landing distance. What's the difference? Well, the stop distance is the enough runway available to land without the thresholds. So the threshold areas, and these are with the thresholds. Apparently, after the touchdown zone, there is a 100-meter threshold area that you still can land, or use to land, not land in them, but use to stop the plane at least. We can actually set that now for the approach. So we're gonna land at flaps 35, where the plane has already given us the V speeds for the approach and the reference. So this is the reference speed for the approach, and this is the landing speed, so to speak. And we can start clean at 217 knots. That's incredibly close to the L1011, by the way. It's about 10 knots less, 10 knots more actually. We got slats extended at 175 and flaps 28 at 162, and our flaps 35 is set for the VAP, so we're going to set flaps 35 when we get below 162 nautical miles, and then start decelerating the plane to 157. Set up the go around. So go around will start climb thrust at 1,800 feet, so the plane will go to climb thrust at this speed, and we're basically setting the plane for 177. If we need to go around, then we go to 217, which is also the clean minimum speed. So that's about it. So everything's set up, aside from the initial hiccup of not having a proper SID, and the plane disconnecting autopilot, everything appears to be operational.
Munich radar, contact 6 Juliet Mike, good evening, flight level 350.
Contact 6 Juliet Mike, Munich radar identified. Corendon 44 Kilo Lima, contact Vienna Center 124.4.
Contact Vienna Center 124.4, Corendon 44 Kilo Lima.
So all these blue diamonds are other aircraft.
D-Line 3 Charlie, Quebec, contact Longman radar 127.6. Contact Longman radar 127.6, D-Line 3 Charlie, Quebec.
Let's bring beyond ATC here so we can monitor. So we're now in Munich radar, so we're flying over Germany. As expected. I believe we can bring up our standard map here. We don't have the, I can see here the I can load the flight here so we can see the flight. So here we have it. So there's Croatia right there. Like I said, not a very long flight. You flip. So we're going to set our minimums now for Zagreb. We're going to try. We're going to set up for runway 04 Zulu ILS or localizer. Here we go. So our minimums would be 553 barrel. So 553 barrel for runway 04. Just making sure we got everything correct. Final initial runway 04. Alright. So 553 for barrel reference. Set that up. There it is, 550. No, I'm not sure why I can't put it on. Oh, that because that's decision height. We don't want decision height. We want barrel. Barrel. So now we set 553. .555, 553 barrel. All right. Coming up on our top of descent, real soon we'll have our approach clearance. reaching the equal time point for the arrival. That's the point of no return. We're expected to land at 1740 Zulu time, so about half an hour. Bit of a tailwind. It's also giving us a little trouble here with some turbulence.
Ocean 5 Charlie Alpha, contact London radar 127.6. Center on 127.6, Ocean 5 Charlie Alpha. Rocky 301 Alpha, Munich radar, expect Natex 2 Whiskey, runway 34. Expect Natex 2 Whiskey, runway 34, Rocky 301 Alpha. Rocky 301 Alpha, Natex 2 Whiskey, runway 34. Report ready for descent. Natex 2 Whiskey, runway 34, ready for descent, Rocky 301 Alpha. Rocky 301 Alpha, descent to flight level 120. Descent to flight level 120, Rocky 301 Alpha.
About 80 nautical miles to start descending.
Contact main information, approach
Just waiting for our clearance. Final turn in cruise. Crisp looking plane.
Alpine 84 Golf Quebec, contact Vienna Center 124.4. Center on 124.4 Alpine 84 Golf Quebec.
Guys, right about is a good time to remind you that this channel really appreciates your visit. Leave a like, subscribe if you like what you see, and if you want, there's a buy me a coffee link for donations. So any investment I get from this channel is to purchase new aircraft, new sceneries.
Luxing 1951, contact Vienna Center 124.4, bye-bye.
Alright, we're very close to our top of descent. We don't have any passengers, but I'm still going to turn on everything. Maybe the cargo is floating around. Oh, overspeeding. Why is that? It's right there on, should be. Why is it overspeeding? Should be keeping 8.83. It's trying to keep 840. Why? Because auto thrust is off for some reason.
Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy, contact Vienna Center 124.4.
Center on 124.4, Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy. Vienna Center, Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy.
I didn't press the auto thrust disconnect, so I don't know what's going on. So let's reconnect it. Don't know what happened there. So the auto thrust button is here, the disconnect, but I did press it. Don't know what happened there. It was overspeeding. It was entering the speed buffet. Alright, we're now on the final. Actually, no, we're in Austria now, so we're still not in Croatia airspace, but we should be cleared to descend pretty soon. We are about to reach 2/3 of the flight. There we go. That's the one we got.
Expect runway 20, runway 04, Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy.
We're going to be ready for descent in about 10 minutes.
Contact Libri on the radar 135.275, Anatolia Foxtrot Romeo, bye-bye.
Mike Charlie Heavy, contact Bratislava, sender 123.825, good day. Center on 123.825, Sky Echo Mike Charlie Heavy.
This plane has a particular feature. It can circulate fuel around the plane towards the back, for example. It's got some transitional tanks to operate that, and it's really cool to see. So these are the transfer tanks, and it can transfer to the back or to dump. Actually, we can dump fuel. Most big airliners can dump fuel. Only the smaller, mid-size, mid-range airliners do not. Yeah, I know. Stand by. Alright, let's go ready for descent.
Luke 20, runway 04, ready for descent. Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy.
Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy, descent to 8,000 feet, QNH 1018.
Descent to 8,000 feet, Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy.
Alright, there you go. Come on. Do we need to do it manually?
Vienna Center, 36-8, flight level 350. Turkish 6-8, Vienna Center identified. With Malta 129, contact Munich radar 120.65.
So we need to add drag.
120.65 with Malta 129, have a good evening.
To help the plane reduce its speed to the reference speed and still descend. And we're starting our descent. We're below the optimum path, so now we can turn on the flight profile.
Information approach 120.6. Contact Lozano Aerodrome information approach 120.6 Luxembourg 1951. Vienna Center Eurowing 34 Papa, flight level 310. Eurowing 34 Papa,
Speed brakes in.
identified.
Still got some tailwind, nothing fancy. So we accomplished cruise. Set our TAR rate to below. So we can filter anything above us.
Arrow 433, contact me on radar 124.9 and 25, have a good evening.
Center on 124.9 and 28 Arrow 433.
So we can see that we're going to make a right-hand turn, then a left-hand turn for the approach. That's pretty much what we got here on the SID, on the star. So it's this one here. So we're going to come up here, right-hand turn, and then left-hand turn. So like so and like so, and that's what we got here. Like so and like so. So for the approach, looks good. We're just about to leave Austria. I don't think we can see any particular landmarks or country features. This one, what does this gives us? Nah, not much. It's just a white background. This isn't the best map depiction we got on. I talked to the guys at TFDi about having a moving map on the MD-11, and they said that and I understand that the amount of effort required, given that we already have some very extensive third-party electronic flight backs that do that. I mean, I have a Navigraph here that I can export to my tablet, and I can see the flight with real-time telemetry. You don't really need to have like that here, but still I would love to see it, because if we remove this, there's nothing. So why not put a moving map here depicting the airplane's position, just like we have on the other planes. And it's not really for me, because I know more or less where I'm at. I would do that for the viewers, so anybody watching can understand where we are, and without it, it's a little difficult. So we're still below optimum path here, but our objective is to reach flight level 080 in time for the turns and then to establish our approaches. Beautiful fluffy clouds. That's Lilith right there, so we're gonna make this little right-hand turn all the way to Lilith and then make the C turn, C-shaped turn. So let's go to Ljubljana, so still not Croatia yet, that's Ljubljana, that's oh my god, West Lithuania. So Ljubljana is Lithuania, so we're crossing Lithuanian airspace right now. And then we should go to Croatia finally. Beautiful, with the little sunset behind.
Ljubljana radar, Sunset 6 Juliet Mike, good evening, flight level 350.
We're crawling towards our approach phase. Passing 18,000 feet, flight level 180. Still got tailwind.
Eurowings 34 Papa, Ljubljana radar contact. Sierra 5 Delta Yankee Charlie, turn right, heading 070, climb to flight level 100.
Turn right, heading 070, climb to flight level 100. Sierra 5 Delta Yankee Charlie. Newly on a radar, Santa 6 Bravo Romeo, flight level 350.
Santa 6 Bravo Romeo, newly on a radar identified.
Alright, so final phase. We're about to be handed over to the Croatian ATC, and we'll be getting, oh, not again. Why does the auto thrust keep disconnecting?
Santa 6 Bravo Romeo, contact Vienna radar 128.7.
Contact Vienna radar 128.7, Santa 6 Bravo Romeo.
Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy.
There we go.
Contact Zagreb radar 119.54.
Let's go to Zagreb.
Contact Zagreb radar 119.54, Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy. Zagreb radar, Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy, 9,700 feet, we have Tango.
Alright, needs help decelerating.
Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy, Zagreb radar, QNH 1018, expect the ILS
1018.
04 with the exit transition.
QNH 1018, expect the ILS over runway 04 with the exit transition. Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy.
Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy, descend to 7,000 feet, QNH 1019.
Descend to 7,000 feet, QNH 1019, Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy.
All aircraft be advised, information uniform now current, QNH 1019.
Altitude
1,000 to go. Speed brakes in. Airport is somewhere over there. That's the beautiful city of Zagreb down there.
Martinair
Croatia.
11 Foxtrot Heavy, cross 0601 at or above 5,000
Hello, Christian.
feet,
Welcome.
and descend to 4,000 feet.
Cross R 601 at or above 5,500 feet, then descend to 4,000 feet. Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy.
Speed check flaps 1. Or slats. Let's arm the speed brakes. External lights on. Let's get that. Terrain data, there it is. descent 4,000. Completely missed that call. So our VAP is 162. We already have our ILS info, IZA 14 nautical miles. So let's reduce our speed here to 180. Or just keep the FMS speed for now.
Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy, cleared direct Exxon, cross Exxon after about 4,000 feet, cleared ILS Zulu runway 04.
Copy.
Clear direct Exxon, cross Exxon at or above 4,000 feet, cleared ILS Zulu runway 04, Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy.
For now. So we got our landing armed. So let's get our flaps 15. As we turn in, we're going to reduce to 162.
Stabilizer motion.
Switch to our approach. ILS Zulu 04. Come on. There it is. So we are somewhere over here, turning in from Exxon, right there, towards the runway. Which is still not visible. That's totally alright. There's the airport. Very smooth turn, real nice. Didn't overshoot, which is a feat. Most airplanes in FS do overshoot quite a bit. This one did. We're below the glide path, that's where we want to be. And we're going to set flaps 28. And let's reduce our speed to the VAP 167 knots. 162 knots, correction. X2. Why does it keep reverting back? There it is. Ah, I see. Alright, so we need to first set the flaps. It's not gonna allow me to go that low. Alright, so flaps 35. Gear down.
Landing gear.
I know, I'm pressing the gear lever.
Landing gear.
Gear coming down.
Landing gear. Landing
Gear is coming down.
Landing gear.
Transition altitude passing 10,000 feet. Landing lights on. Sterile cockpit. Auto brake switch set to medium as requested. Before landing checklist, gear is down. Flaps and slats as required. Spoilers are armed. Missed approach altitude will be set when we are
Contact tower 118.3 Martinair
clear to
11
land.
Foxtrot Heavy. Zagreb Tower, Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy, ILS runway 04.
Now we can descend to 162 for the
Martinair
VM.
11 Foxtrot Heavy, Zagreb Tower, wind 040 degrees, 12 knots, runway 04 clear to land.
Runway 04 clear to land, Martinair 11 Foxtrot
Stabilizer
Heavy.
motion.
Right on the money.
Stabilizer motion.
We are clear to land. The wind is right on the money, 14 degrees. Actually, the ATC told us 12 degrees. No, not degrees, sorry, knots. 14 knots. The ATC told us 12 knots. Oh, slightly above optimal glide, but we are right on the money on the glide slope. This is where we want to be. Beautiful Croatia, landing with the sunset. Let's go outside. Beautiful. Plane is fully established, performing auto approach. But don't worry, we're gonna make it a manual landing as always. Autopilot off.
Autopilot.
Auto marker.
$1,000.
1000 check. Sliding off to the right.
Approaching 04.
That's the one we want.
$500.
500 check, a little below the glide path.
400.
400 check.
300.
Check.
Approaching minimum.
Check.
200. Minimum.
Continue.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Reverse. Auto brake set. 80 knots. Auto brakes off. Very nice approach. Very smooth landing.
Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy, exit next available taxiway.
Exit next available taxiway. Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy.
Switch the radar off. Let's turn here. Welcome to Croatia. Clear everything. Start our APU.
Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy, contact ground 121.85.
Ground 121.85, Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy. Have a good evening.
It's taxi to gate.
Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy. Request taxi to assigned cargo rem.
Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy, taxi to
Whiskey
cargo
2.
Whiskey 2 via Delta Foxtrot.
Taxi to cargo Whiskey 2 by Delta Foxtrot. Martinair 11 Foxtrot Heavy.
Let's see if GSX is auto programmed. It is not. Oh, there it is. Let's go with FedEx, yes. Handling by FedEx. Marshall has been dispatched. Alright, let's go via Delta and Fox. Let's pick up our reference here. Taxi reference, so airport. So we are going through Delta, where we are right now, then Fox all the way down there. So to Whiskey 2 all the way. So just turn right here and go all the way down. Alright. That's the passenger terminal up ahead. We got the APU on and we can start leading it. So we need to clear these lights. This is the co-pilot's job, by the way. And high intensity off. Yep, alright. Very small airport in Zagreb. It's a main airport in Croatia. You would think it would be a little bigger, but it has a nice passenger terminal. It's just not that big. Turn off the auto brakes. Let's go through the after landing checklist. Reversers are stowed, landing lights are off, high intensity lights off, flap stats retracted, spoilers down, stabilizer trim set to 3 degrees, weather radar is off, APU is started. Done. Big smokestack there. we're going for whiskey 2. Which one's whiskey 2? Oh, it's the first one actually. That's the one we are going through. Just gonna check for the marshaller. Whiskey Alpha, Whiskey Bravo, Whiskey 1, Whiskey 2. There's Whiskey 2. This one right here. I'm searching for the right camera, sorry about that. Yeah, this is the one. I don't see the marshaller. Hold on a second. Did GSX board me? Where's Whiskey? Oh, what? That's not Whiskey 2. Alright, alright. So GSX is... yeah, that's not Whiskey 2. So I'm just gonna warp me there. Oh, because we need to go around. Alright. Alright. Done. I just don't know the airport. So you're supposed to make a U-turn to taxi. Alright. Parking brake on. We got APU available. Turning off. So why isn't the APU powering the aircraft? Because as soon as I turn off number 2, we're going to be out of power. So it is available. Huh. Parking brake set, fuel switches to off. Well, let's do this. I'm going to be out of power, but seatbelt sign switch to off. External power switches in a moment. Let's call it in. Chokes are set. GPU connected.
Autopilot.
APU is off. We can turn it off now. APU power. Yeah, it's weird. Engine ignition set to off. It is off. And external light switches all off except for the logo lights or the nav lights. Yep. Alright, we can turn everything off, including the beacon. And request deboarding.
Deboarding requested.
Alright, so everything is not okay. Because the emergency power is on and the batteries are discharging. We probably need the APU on for the time being. Should be an automated procedure, but for some reason the APU just went off. We don't really need this because we got a GPU going, but still. Well, I'm also noticing that we landed a bit heavy with 9,000 kilograms, 9 tons. Should be landing with a little, even with the contingencies, it sounds a little too much. Now the APU is on. And now the battery isn't discharging. It is still discharging because the emergency power is on. Let's turn it off. We don't want to discharge the batteries. It's still discharging. That's odd. Emergency power test failed. Need to check this one on the manual. Anyway, guys, welcome to Zagreb in Croatia. This was our really cool flight out of Luxembourg with Martinair Cargo MD-11F aircraft. Really an amazing flight. Really went well. Everything that needed to go well did go well. We're seeing here the cargo being unloaded now, as this is a cargo flight, of course. There's a big crates there and the small jet trainers. Right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Remember, if you did, leave a like, press that subscribe button, and something went on with Nightbot. Let me check. What happened there? What happened there? Olá, Angela, boa tarde. What happened there? What happened, Chris? Oh, it was the emojis. I need to turn that off. I'm sorry, Christian. Not really my intention to block you guys. You know, Nightbots is just too picky about the emojis. I just need to turn it off because it doesn't really understand. But I appreciate you. I appreciate Mirsha. Mirsha, I didn't see you there. Sorry, buddy. I was concentrating on landing. So thank you to Andrew. Andrew, always a pleasure seeing you. Thank you to Flip from Lisbon Airport Spotting. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Mirsha, for coming as well. Sorry I missed you, buddy. Really not intentional. And thank you to Christian Summers that came by, and Nightbot didn't like him at all. Sorry about that. And thank you to Angelo Santos as well for your kind visit. It was really a cool for everyone to come by. Remember, guys, if you really want to help the channel, leave a like, subscribe, and if you feel like it, there's also a buy me a coffee link in the description. That's all for now. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I really did enjoy this flight. I like it when a flight goes well, right? I guess everybody does. So see you guys next time. And I don't have any smart words today, but I keep saying this. Remember, when things don't go well in your life, there's always a blue sky above the storm. So I guess that's my motto. See you guys next time, and thank you so much. Have a nice Sunday. Bye bye.
Guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dreams begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. The stars above begin to shine painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new. Endless skies in brilliant blue.
Turkish 9 Victor Whiskey, ready to pick
that
up ILR
sings a
clearance to Istanbul.
melody, guiding
Turkish
where
9
I
Victor
long
Whiskey,
to
Zagreb ground,
be.
expect runway 046, 1 Whiskey
I'll
departure.
spread my
Squawk
wings and
6545.
chase the
Jet 1 Whiskey
sun. No
departure.
limits where the
6545.
dreams
Turkish 9
begun.
Victor
The
Whiskey.
world
Turkish
below
9 Victor
fades
Whiskey,
out
read
of
back
sight
correct. Call me back
as
when
I
ready for
soar
pushback or
into
engine
the
start.
light.
Wilco Turkish 9 Victor Whiskey. Turkish 9 Victor Whiskey at gate Echo 7, request pushback and engine start.
Turkish 9 Victor Whiskey, Zagreb ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face
I'll spread
southwest.
my
Pushback and engine start approved. Face southwest, Turkish 9 Victor Whiskey.
The drums begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light.